John, this is, in a word, an interesting time within the world of college sports. Feels like things are changing every day. What's been the key to you at Cincinnati being able to navigate movement in NIL and rev share and all these massive topics? How have you handled that?
You know, I think it comes back to people. We have great people in our athletics department, and from top to bottom, I think our coaches I consider them leaders within our department, and they've been okay with the disruption and the space and being kind of uncomfortable with everything that's going on. You know, you just got to be okay with that. And so they've been fine, and dealing with just, like I said, just good people in our athletics department, and then support from the top. Support from our president, our board is so important. You got to be aligned when you've got a lot going on, and just dealing with it all as it comes. So,
what's your day-to-day like as you go through this very, very challenging, I'm sure fun at times, but challenging situation?
You certainly don't know what the day is going to bring, so you just know that coming in. And you just gotta be able to be flexible with your time. You got to try to focus in on the things that are going to matter the most. And right now, most of it has to do with NIL and kind of putting that structure into place so that we can revenue share appropriately. I say it's kind of like a startup. So we had this $20 million startup that we've got to distribute the money, get the contract signed, and make sure everything's a go. And so every athletic director and every athletic department in the country is dealing with it. But like you said, you don't know what's coming day to day, and you just got to be able to handle it.
How have your collectives and your boosters and the fan base and the alumni in general responded to this and stepping up and helping in those hugely important categories?
Well, certainly, like every department, our donors, the people that care about our program the most, have been phenomenal and have kind of understood that we're going to go through a time where you're going to have to give money to a collective, and then we shifted on them and we had to explain that, hey, it's going to come in-house, and the house case, no pun intended, we're going to settle this thing and do revenue share out of our department, and so they had to be able to transition along with us. So a lot of education from the athletics department to the donors has had to take place, but our people have been amazing, and they care about this, their institution, it's theirs, and they want it to be successful and be able to compete and be able to survive. We have a great thing in college athletics. We have to protect it, and I think they understand that.
How do you collaborate with a program like BYU? Because you came in at the same time as the Cougs into this Big 12 conference. So how have you been able to work in lockstep with a program like that with Tom Holmoe and now Brian Santiago as some of the new kids on the block in the Big 12?
Yeah, sure. I was just talking to Brian and have had a chance to meet him and get to know him a little bit over the last couple of weeks. But certainly Tom was phenomenal for me. I was a younger athletic director. He'd obviously been in the chair for a while, and he always had great advice. He was always one I could call and say, hey, how do you think we should handle this? Is we're the new four in this conference, and so we kind of navigated a lot of things together. And I appreciated his collegiality and just who he was as a person. And I had a chance to go out to BYU and walk around campus with him one time, and I just remember how he interacted with the student athletes, and it always stuck with me because he had a way of interacting with all of his student athletes, and he knew them by name, and how he navigated that was something that I learned from him.
We'll finish with this. How do you feel the general state of Cincinnati athletics is progressing at this point? Because, again, it's still relatively new at the Power 4 level, but you have a storied tradition of excellence in athletics there. So where does the state of the program stand?
Yeah, I think we've been in growth mode since, probably well before the Big 12, because it was all about trying to find our way into that Power 5 conference. And so we were in growth mode up until that point. Get into the conference, we realized that we had to grow in certain areas and be very strategic about that. One of them is facilities. So we just opened our brand new Shakely football facility center, and so we've got all kinds of great things around that. But we're still in growth mode, but I also think that we've got our feet underneath us a little bit. Probably BYU feels the same way after 2 years, so we sort of know what to expect now, and this third year I think is going to be really special for all those new schools coming into the conference. I think this is the time to really go, and I feel that's going to happen.
We're looking forward to visiting Cincinnati and seeing some of the new facilities in late November. Can you just maybe hold off some snow potentially there in late November?
Okay, I'm going to say this, and you can hold it against me, but we shouldn't have snow by then. Like, I consider, like, we're our airport's in Kentucky, so I always think of us in the South. So We should be okay on the snow thing, I think, and usually we get really good weather that time of year. It's going to be a great place to come watch a football game. We'll have a lot of BYU supporters, I'm sure, just in the city, but then also those that will travel from Salt Lake and other places. And so we'll welcome you with open arms. It's a great environment. It's a unique environment. It's right in the middle of campus. It's in a city. It's a little bit different than the others in the Big 12, and so I think you'll enjoy it.
I'm glad you said that because I've been trying to tell people I'm a Bengals fan. I'm like, it doesn't snow that much there. No. Trust me, it's going to be okay.
No, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We had a tougher winter last winter, but I don't think it snowed until after Thanksgiving. So we'll be fine when you guys come to town.
Hey, we appreciate the time. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Appreciate you.